Welcome to the annual December Ween D-List, the show where I list Homestar Runner-related things, and my name begins with a D. Among the many parody targets the Brothers Chap set their sights on, commercials are a big one.
Homestar Runner will be right back. Homestar Runner will be right back.
Their ability to perfectly emulate the style of something you half remember seeing on TV late at night as a kid is, frankly, unparalleled across the board, and it's particularly well-suited for commercials. So this year, I'm ranking my favorite Homestar Runner commercial parodies. And just to clarify, today we're only talking about fake commercials, not ads for real Homestar products, so none of the Trogdor the board game or Fangamer product videos. Maybe that'll be a discussion in the future, but for now, let's get listing. Number 10. Strong Bad Sings. I don't have actual data backing this up, but if I had to guess, a large percentage of the funding for cable television in the 80s and 90s came from commercials for compilation albums. I mean, I don't know for sure because, famously, my family did not have cable.
I didn't get cable as a kid!
But like anytime I was watching TV Land in a hotel room, the commercial breaks were mostly compilation albums featuring musicians I was too young to know and a bunch of snippets of songs I had never heard before, and then a way more boring sounding announcer at the end explaining over a blue background how to give us your money. And boy, did the Brothers Chaps nail exactly what these feel like.
Let's make believe that we're in love, so I can break up with you. You got an ugly butt, and it's stupid, but...
Also, this introduces one of the site's most enduring characters.
Oh, that fat bluebird. It's it's one of my favorite characters. I wonder, is the fat bluebird on the wiki?
Well, not at the time they recorded this commentary, but it is now.
You might expect to pay almost $100 for this rare collection. It's all yours for only one easy installment of $193.75.
Also, famously, there are two versions of this short. One where the song that Strong Mad forgets the words to is Happy Birthday. And one where it's Hot Cross Buns, because at the time, Happy Birthday was still believed to be under copyright. Of course, now that we know what we know now, it's a moot point.
To order your copy of Strong Bad Sings, call 1-800-428-6422 or send chat, cash, or money order to 469, the place to be.
Now, of course, Strong Bad Sings eventually became a real product, but not for a few years still, and the real product didn't particularly resemble the product described in the fake ad, so this still counts for this list. Number 9. Coach Z's 110%. Motivational tape commercials are another ripe target for parody, and since the heart of free country USA is still, theoretically, athletic competitions, Coach Z is the perfect mortarboarder.
Hi, I'm Coach Z, and the makers of this commercial have asked me to speak in a more toned-down voice.
Okay, I love juxtaposing the over-the-top video toaster graphics trying to get you excited with Coach Z's uncharacteristically toned-down delivery.
The fundamentals, advanced techniques, training tips, and some lot more.
My butt-patented system will get the results your youngster needs to not get made fun of out on the field.
Homestar is very committed to this commercial, taking on two roles. The chorus reminding you of the pitch,
Hustle for sports.
and the testimonial from a terrific athlete.
Homestar Runner, you just won the sports. How you did that?
Again, Team Knee Pads was such a perfect joke later that I legit always forget it was already a thing by this point. Less committed to the commercial is Strong Bad, but at least he does one-up Krusty the Clown in his blanket endorsement style.
This product is a product I endorse. On my hat.
And then he can barely even be bothered to endorse his own product.
On my hat.
Number 8. Fluffy Puff commercial. Before Marshy began his reign of terror on the advertising airwaves of Free Country USA, or at least before he was more than just a silent logo on the packaging, Fluffy Puff needed a terrific athlete for their spokesperson, and they went with Homestar.
I like to eat about 147 Fluffy Puff marshmallows.
Cut. The bag's upside down.
Oh, sorry.
And here he's being directed by someone who would go on to be quite an acclaimed director indeed, co-writer of the original children's book and future Mayor of Easttown director, Craig Zobel.
Seriously, folks.
Cut.
So,
You said fleshy push.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah, they're called Fluffy Puff.
I know. Can you believe it?
Craig would also go on to voice Kevin in a few Marzipan's answering machines, who may or may not be the same Kevin who we know has a video camera, leading some to speculate about whether or not they're the same character, leading us to further speculate on the relationship between this character and Marzipan, and leading me specifically to speculate if that relationship is the reason Homestar got this job in the first place.
If Kevin is Cherry Greg, does he have a past history with Marzipan, and he was trying to get something out of her, and she was like, look, I'll be nice to you if you put my boyfriend in your stupid commercial.
Oh, that would make sense why he would put up with the whole several takes thing, like shooting all day practically. Ooh, the plot thickens.
It's always risky when the game of a sketch is the character is bad at taking direction, because it's so easy for just basic incompetence to feel unmotivated and comedically unsurprising, and for the scene to just become frustrating to the audience. Fortunately, Homestar is such an endearing character, and his incompetencies come in such specific flavors that I, for one, find it impossible to stay frustrated with him here.
Before I eat a tall slice of marmalade, I like to drink lots and lots of marshmallows. I mean Fluffy Puffies.
And of course, this format was later reused to perfection in the First Time Here short.
Homestar10.net. It's .com.
Cut. Number 7, Blubbo's commercial. We had already met the drive-thru whale, now let's meet the actual restaurant he supposedly works for.
Try your dang self the Blubbo's Classic. The original. The regular. The new original.
Ooh, I think both Spinal Tap and the band that was the originals before Spinal Tap have a lawsuit on their hands.
And the isosceles fish sandwich. Wait, fish sandwich? We have a fish sandwich? Does anybody ever order that thing?
That's a good question. Does Lent exist in Free Country, USA?
Welcome to Craft to Blubbos. Would you like to try a combo meal, some Chipotle potato nudgules, or our attempt at competing with national coffee chains' premium mocha chip milkshake?
While most of the Brothers Chaps commercials parody ads they remember from their youth, this may have been the most accurate parody of contemporary fast food commercials at the time of release.
At Blubbo's, all our vegetables are hand-tossed through a refreshing cascade of water and chopped in midair.
I have talked with other fans who don't like this commercial because they prefer the drive-thru whale as an inexplicable anomaly of its own and don't like the idea of world building around it by attaching it to an actual fast food restaurant. I get where that perspective is coming from, and in principle, I can't disagree. But in this case, the commercial makes me laugh enough that I'm really glad they made it.
Hey there, kids! I'm the drive-thru whale! I'll chop off your legs!
Sometimes it seems like you're trying to go to prison, Coach Z.
Hey! 3 square meals a day!
And this commercial gives us 2 slogans. A boring, redundant corporate slogan, and a drive-thru whale malapropism slogan.
Blubbo's! You guessed it. We're called Blubbo's.
Register does not contain more than 50 doctors.
I actually think the boring, redundant corporate one is the funnier slogan, since this particular whaleism is a little too interpretable, but it is still funny for that to be a slogan, even if he was saying the actual right thing. Number 6, Scenorial Day. I've talked about this one a few years ago on my Homestar Holiday Specialty list, but it fits on this list even better than on that one.
So come see me and this little dog for very low prices.
At this point, Sonor Card Gauge had already been established as a proprietor of shady businesses, and shady businesses love nothing more than major sales during the holidays that kids are largely indifferent to.
2005, 2004, 1999. Those are all good years.
Of course, there was already another shady business owner in town.
Come check out my circumstance this Scenario Day weekend for Bob's Odathon.
I love that Bubs is rolling with Sonor Card Gauge renaming Memorial Day after himself. He still jumps in despite having no connection to the Sonor part of Sonorial. Unless that's just always what the holiday's been called in Free Country USA, like Decemberween, and it's only a coincidence that Sonor Card Gauge is involved in Scenorial Day. Who knows?
Explosions, fireworks.
I've hinted at this before, but anytime we see two Homestars in the same place, it just reinforces my theory that Homestar is a time traveler and just completely forgets that he's supposed to avoid his other self, and his other self is always too oblivious to notice anyway. In this case, if you decompile the flash file, you'll notice that one of the Homestars has a mustache.
Wait a minute. Hey,
Two Homestars.
Two Homestars.
If you doesn't one of those have a mustache if you actually break apart the Swift? And
I don't know, you'd have to ask Matt.
I guess he just got off filming a certain other commercial.
Also for sports.
Our competition is a total racket.
I really love the contrast here between how hard Bubs tries to sell a deal and how little effort Card Gauge puts into, well, anything.
My left name is Tremendous Savings, Miss America. Go out for a pass.
You bet. Hit me on the slant.
Bring on down your whole family.
And all the business with the football is utterly classic. And that autograph has to be worth a fortune.
How about I hit you on the slant?
Number 5. Okay, so spoiler alert, I'm not including Meet Marshy on this list. Not because I hate Marshy, I really don't, even though he does creep me the hell out, but I do think he's capable of being very funny. I just don't think that Meet Marshy is one of the top 10 funniest fake commercials. But I do think some of the follow-ups to Meet Marshy were vast improvements on it. Halloween commercial. I've also talked about this before in my holiday D-list several years ago, and this is one of the best uses of Marshy. Not just because Halloween is the perfect time for Marshy's creepiness.
Sorry, must have got a toenail caught in my throat.
But also because, let's face it, holiday-specific versions of foods that are only cosmetically different is a ripe target for parody.
They taste the same, but look different.
And also because we get to see Marshy be scared. We see him so overwhelmed, such a slave to outside forces, whether it's the mysterious Fluffy Puff bosses or just the adoration of the public.
Stack 'em to the heavens, stack 'em to the heavens. I can write a song called Stack 'em to the Heavens. What more do they want? Come on, guys. Isn't that enough to get you to try Fluffy Puff Malloweens?
Have you ever seen a marshmallow have a panic attack before? It's even scarier than seeing him in control.
Tell Montenegro.
Boy is.
They fit on top of each other.
I don't know who Montenegro is or why I'm supposed to relay this information to him, but I will always love the Brothers Chap's commitment to the arbitrary.
We had debated making a free Montenegro shirt shortly after this, just a limited run of an orange shirt with Montenegro on it that said "Free Montenegro," like he was some political prisoner.
Oh, hello, little boy or little girl. Would you care for a fun time treat?
It's amazing Fluffy Puff was willing to work with Homestar in a commercial again. His acting hasn't exactly improved, but at least he seemed to get through the line this time.
But I did get to keep this cool eyeball. See.
Number 4. Sonor Mortgage. Okay, so I rank this higher than Sonorial Day. Yes, I know that arguably Sonorial Day is a yes-anding of this in every way, building upon it to something bigger and better. Arguably, yes. But this still wins points for being such a surprise.
Hi there, Belindas. I'm Sonor Card Gauge for Sonor Card Gauge Mortgage. We can help you get a leg up on the pile.
When Sonor Card Gauge debuted in the Kind of Cool female, he wasn't introduced as a new character, just as an alternate path Strongbad could have taken, who bears resemblance to an unseen character named Sonor Card Gauge.
So how did Sonor Card Gauge get invented? Didn't you just write that word in a sketchbook?
Yeah.
Sonor Card Gauge?
Yeah.
But this cartoon confirms that this character we're seeing is Sonor Card Gauge, and nothing would ever be the same again.
Come along down for a free consultation with one of our handsome talking experts. One of them said they'd buy me lunch, but I don't see nobody taking me to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but knowing what we know now about Chick-fil-A, that's probably for the best, buddy.
Low rate, percent signs, I don't know.
Bad credit?
No probalo.
And as many great jokes as Sonorial Day added to the premise, nothing, and I mean nothing in that short, tops the jingle here.
Get a leg up on the pile and refinance your dreams. Come along down and dial 5555555855555 Sonor Gauge today.
Number 3, Mr. Schmallow. Again, no Meet Marshy, but I will include a Meet Marshy remake, or in-universe, possibly a pre-make.
Have you grown loath of ordinary confections?
Admittedly, some of it is probably just my bias, where I'm really much more of a fan of old-timey nonsense than 90s nonsense. I was barely paying attention to things that were marketed to me when I was the right age for it. I was much more interested in things that went out of style before I was born. Things even older than the musicians I hadn't heard of in all those compilation album ads.
Look lively in today's go-get-em lifestyle with Fluffy Puff air-puffed sugar delights.
And I think this weird little Gussie Fink Noddle-looking marshmallow is just so odd in a way that's more captivating to me personally than the more unsettling in-your-face weirdness of Marshy. I really wish that Mr. Schmallow would make more appearances.
Air puffing is surely the future of eating delicious foodstuffs. Mr. Bossman wouldn't settle for much less.
And also, this one just has a much stronger joke density than the original Meet Marshy.
Add open flames to create a flavor taste that'll send you to the moon.
Air-puffed sugar delights.
Oh man, Georges Méliès really sold out.
That's right, the moon. Enjoy Fluffy Puffed air-puffed sugar delights.
But the big thing this one has that Meet Marshy was missing, a much, much, much catchier jingle, followed immediately by a redundant tagline.
Fluffy Puffed sugar delights. Hand-puffed at the factory in New Wisconsin. Fluffy Puffed air-puffed sugar delights. Hand-puffed at the factory in New Wisconsin.
And the ad ends by keeping you on high alert.
Look lively. Look lively.
Number 2. Okay, so I'm also not including the original Cheat Commandos commercial. And don't get me wrong, it's very good. I loved it when it came out. But now that we've had so many Cheat Commandos tunes since then, it feels less like a funny joke about merchandise and more like a backdoor pilot for a spin-off. A very good backdoor pilot for a spin-off that I'm very glad happened, but it's less funny to me as a fake commercial now than it was when I didn't know how much further they'd go with this sub-world. Because the first Cheat Commandos commercial was almost immediately topped by the second Cheat Commandos commercial. Cheat Commandos-os. This does a thing I remember a lot of commercials doing, tricking you into thinking it's a regular episode or a nice short with the characters before the advertising comes at you fast and furious.
H. Mendez, the work he's done, the work he has contributed to the medium of animated cartoons about cereal and toys.
They're huge. Enough can't be said.
Of course, at Cheapest Free Productions, the line between regular tune and advertisement is thin, to say the least.
We're saved! Sugar Crunchy Cheat Commandos! O's sugar cereal!
Yes, the only kids marketing more ridiculous than toys is food, and breakfast cereals are often the most ridiculous. The only thing missing from this particular fake children's cereal commercial is the element where someone is trying to keep the cereal away from someone else. Like, seriously, why is cereal always the most envied food item in commercials? They're after his Lucky Charms, the rabbit can't have tricks because they're for kids, Barney wants Fred's Pebbles, Sugar Bear can't get enough Super Golden Crisp, a literal burglar is trying to steal Cookie Crisp. The cereal companies really want you to believe that this is the most coveted item in the world. Anyway, Blue Laser isn't after the Cheat Commandos-os, but the cereal does give the Commandos the power they need to defeat Blue Laser this time.
What the crap?
Sugar Crunchy Cheat Commandos! O's sugar cereal!
No explanation for how it gives them that power, but since when is that necessary when it comes to selling things?
Well, that's just great!
And we get to see Marshy redesigned for the Commandoverse, and he's even scarier than usual.
With Fluffy Puff marshmallows! O's.
Sergeant Marshy reporting for duty, sir.
Why does he look so much worse when his eyes actually open? What's with that?
Kids, get a free Sergeant Marshy action figure. Just send in $5, 25 proofs of purchase, and $5 shipping and handling.
And my number one favorite Homestar Runner commercial parody. Look, if you've been watching my Homestar videos long enough, you remember that my favorite thing in the entire Homestar Runnerverse is Peasant's Quest. It's not only an incredibly ambitious feat, making basically a full King's Quest game playable in Flash on a website, but it's also just a really good, really funny King's Quest type game. They have yet to make a sequel to Peasant's Quest, although they have teased sequels that may or may not ever actually be real, and they even made a fake commercial for a fake remake, which is good, but do you know what's great? The equally ambitious film adaptation. which is just a fake trailer, but it's still really ambitious. Peasant's Quest movie trailer. This is the biggest live-action production the Brothers Chaps have ever embarked on, at least as part of the Homestar verse, and man, is it fun.
So this was pretty fun to make, though. It was, wasn't it, Matt?
It was very fun. I want to make more of these.
We made this in January, I think, mostly, and it was cold, so, but it was a nice thing to go out and do something different than sit in the office and animate stupid animal characters all day.
It has a much larger cast than the Brothers Chaps are used to working with, mostly consisting of Atlanta improvisers, including Lucky Yates of Archer fame.
More like rather homely.
And it expands the lore of peasantry by introducing a king, laying out the complicated political boundary between the peasants and the Burninator.
I can't have you marching up there in your short pants, upsetting the balance.
I'll upset your balance, my lord.
Rather dashing, you will not sash back at this council.
And I love the DVD features for this. They've got outtakes.
Where's my cottage? Brian kicked the tripod. Oh, great. This is just turning into a great day on the set.
They've got animatics, which is basically just showing the parts of the game that were recreated in live action. Except since the king's not in the game, they just straight up show King Edward in Castle Daventry from the original King's Quest, which I love.
I can't have you marching up there in your short pants, upsetting the balance.
And as an Easter egg, they've got a visual effects breakdown just to remind you just how ambitious this thing is. And the release was ambitious too. This launched during Super Bowl halftime on February 6, 2005, 8 days before the domain for YouTube was even registered. A live-action video this size, a whopping 13.4 megabytes, was enough to crash the website server, leading to multiple smaller file sizes being quickly made available.
Bro, baby.
Of course, now that YouTube does exist, everyone can watch this in its full 480p glory.
A Trog venture for the whole Trog family!
Now, it's still a good and funny fake trailer, regardless of how impressive it is, and regardless of its connection to my favorite thing the Brothers Chaps have ever made, but all of those factors together push it to number 1 for me.
And the Trogdor comes in the night.
Not tonight, he doesn't. Come in the night. Trogdor.
And that's my favorite commercial parodies from the Homestar Runiverse. But which fake commercial is your favorite? Let's discuss this all in the comments, and if you like this video, you might also like the video I made earlier this year about the one product that I really wish would be real, the Homestar Runner theme park attraction. Or you might like the rest of my Decemberween D-lists and other Homestar related videos in the playlist here. And until next time, this is Dave, signing off.